Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris. This is Starters Order 7. And we got another Triple Crown to run. We've got 140s to chase. We've got so much disappointment in our future. It's unbelievable. Um, yeah, I don't know. I love these horses. I think they're great. I think they can do big things. I just kind of get the feeling that they're not going to. Can't lie. I wish it weren't so. I wish it weren't so. But yeah, we do have two 140 races on right now. Rams Group and Bounding Orphan, our 4-year-olds. Going to be a little tricky for sure, especially for Bounding Orphan, but possible. And then all our 3-year-olds, we're trying to figure out exactly where they are. I think, I'm not convinced, but I think Sweet King Braze is a mile 3, possibly a mile 4. That's kind of where my brain's at. I also think there's a good chance that Demolition Damager is a mile 3 to a mile 4 as well. I don't think Swan Dive is. I just think Swan Dive is really, I don't know. I was going to say really good, but not really in adaptable, but not really in like, I just don't know. I think they're a mile 2. I don't know what's telling me this at all either. And I could be wrong, and I have been wrong about this before, especially when I start ignoring the stamina bar. Stardrum, we lost out on the CK, and then like Hey Candy and Candy Star and some other horses we misjudged based on not following the stamina bar. But we're running races and winning races at distances that we shouldn't be according to the stamina bar, and it's really kind of throwing me for a loop. Right now, I've got Tidal Force at a mile, which I think just makes sense, right? The bar is at 20%. We're winning at a mile. That makes sense. Much Demure, I have at a mile 1, which 55%, that's pretty much bang on for 1 mile 1. It could be a mile 2, and 65 could be a mile 1. We've definitely seen that. But it just feels right. And we did win a grade 1 at a mile 1. So, we're on firm footing. And then we start to move, and I promise Princess nailed a mile 2. Looks like a mile 1. Breeding says mile 1. We got the mile 1 and the mile 2. My favorite mile 2. And we didn't live up to a mile 4. It probably speaks to a mile 1, but I'm calling a mile 2. And we're just varying slightly off the stamina bar, but I don't feel that's a bad call. Swan Dive I've got at a mile 2, who just didn't seem to like a mile 1. Almost won a mile 4 if we didn't put Demolition Damager. We would have, and comfortably. So I feel like that one's such a difficult one to judge. I've got her as a mile 2, but possibly another mile 3. But again, this says a mile 1. Stamina bar says a mile 1. So this is where it starts getting tricky, and where I'm kind of only going to a mile 2. I'm really back and forth on this. We did put Pastel Pure into the breeding barn after winning the Queen's Plate because they didn't do well moving down to a mile 1. I'm going to have to put them at a mile 2, which I think is fair. They could like a mile 3 for sure, but I'm again going to call that a mile 2. And then, like I say, Demolition Damager, who won, but still competed at a mile 2, but won at a mile 4. And someone who's just looked off distance at a mile 2, I don't know, but I would say a mile 3 to a mile 4 for Sweet King Brace. But some of this is kind of guesswork. But that's kind of what I've got. And if that's what I've got, UK and Ireland go from a mile to a mile 6. So someone bang in the middle of a mile 3 would be the two boys. Sweet King Brace, Demolition Damager. And I don't mind that because we went with the two girls for the American and Canadian Triple Crowns. So UK and Ireland, I feel, is fair, to be honest with you, to go with a mile 3. And so, yeah, I think that all fits. That gives us the French, the Australian, and the South Africans at like a mile 2. Because they go between a mile and a mile 4. So again, the midpoint's a mile 2. That's pretty much the distance we're looking for adaptability. Or a mile 1 that's going to jump to a mile 3 or mile 4 by the third leg. Like, all these things are viable. And then anywhere from a mile 2 all the way up to a mile 7 for the Japanese at the end of the year. That's going to be tricky. That's going to be tricky. Right now, I feel like we're kind of in a bind. Because for France, we've got 2 first legs. We've got one for Colts, one for fillies. I don't feel like there's a Colt that'll run a mile. That's not Tidal Force. But Tidal Force will possibly win that. And then maybe not get up for the second and especially the third legs. Right? So I'm kind of committing a horse that I don't think has a shot at the Triple Crown. So I always put in the horse I think is going to win the first leg. And then if there's multiple I think have a shot, it's like, okay, which is the most likely to win the second leg? And then, after that, if they've won 2 legs, they get their shot at the Triple Crown itself. And Tidal Force isn't that. Demolition Damager and Sweet King Braze, I think, would love those third legs, but couldn't get up to the couldn't get down to the first. So I'm kind of torn. I got 1 mile 1 on Much Demure. Should be good for the first 2 legs. And I got 1 mile 2 for Promised Princess, Swan Dive, and Pastel Pure. So they're all fillies, which means we can't put one in the fillies and one in the colts in France, and then the other 2, one in Australia, one in South Africa. That would be kind of the perfect scenario. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know quite where I stand. And we got about a week. It's the key thing here. We got a week. It's basically on the 20th, the 21st, and then the 23rd for South Africa. So I need to kind of make these decisions now, but I think the only one we've got for France, realistically, the only one we've got for France in the pool lanes is Tidal Force. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so then we've got a mile of France and Australia and South Africa. The second legs are interesting though, because France is the longest at a mile 210 yards. Then Australia, the Rosehill Guineas at a mile 2, and the South African Classic, guess what country, is a mile 1. So I feel South Africa should go to Much Demure. Right, that makes sense to me because this is going to be it's going to be a better Triple Crown to run. A mile 2, a mile 1, she's got great shots at. And then you go up to a mile 4, I don't know. Honest with you, to be honest with you, I think Pastel Pure or Swan Dive would have a great time. I feel like they would have a great time at those distances. So that gives me France and Australia. Who's got slightly more distance? I think Swan Dive might have slightly more distance. And that would be France, which gives Swan Dive the Randwick Guineas. Up against More Sweets Glass. Ooh. Excitement. Okay. But yeah, I just feel like this is good. And the best thing is, once we're locked into these Triple Crowns, that's fine. If we don't think that they're going to get up to a mile 4, and if we don't feel, if they haven't won both first legs and they haven't run well, and there's just like no chance, no point running, Sweet King Bray's Demolition Damage can run those mile 4s. The Grand Prix de Paris, July 25th, Bentley Australian Derby on the 26th, and then on the 27th, a little over a mile 4 for the South African Derby. So we can take 2 of those here, and if someone is on for a Triple Crown out of this trio, then we just leave them run. If not, we've got 2 ringers we can pull in who can run. I think I feel good about that. I think I've talked myself into it. I hope that makes sense to everybody. And this is kind of how when you've got all these races and when you're playing the schedule, you might have to think similarly. Figure out your distance. Figure out what the midpoint distance kind of is for each Triple Crown. And that's a good indicator of what kind of horse you need for that Triple Crown. Now, I would always say go maybe a furlong shorter than the average. There's a chance you're going to gain a bit of distance throughout. And so, like I say, between a mile and a mile 4, the midpoint's a mile 2. Kind of look for a mile 1, maybe, is an alternate strategy that'll work. Because the mile 1 will get down to a mile and up to the mile 2, and you've got the first 2 legs. And then you're just hoping in that 2 to 3 week window between the second and third legs, they gain another furlong or 2 of distance, putting them at a mile 2 or 3, ready to run that mile 4. Yeah, I don't really have enough horses at the right distances to do that for everything, but I've kind of done a little bit of both strategy. I think it fits out the best. I think that fits kind of the best. And then that does mean UK and Ireland are going to be really tough for these boys to get down to a mile. So that first leg is going to be everything. But the second and third legs, mile 4, mile 6, touch longer than mile 6 in the UK, I think they're going to be great at. And I think whoever runs the Irish or UK Triple Crowns the best is probably going to be my runner in Japan. Mile 2, mile 4, mile 7. And we get to complete these 3 Triple Crowns now because they finish before the Irish and the British even kick off. So, I'm good with that. Okay. I'm trying to make sure it makes sense in my head. I'm not overthinking it. I'm not missing anything. I'm being fair to all horses. I'm matching up the best prospects for the best races. Everyone's getting a shot at something. Everyone's been running something. I feel that that's right. I feel that that's right. The only one really that hasn't run much is Swan Dive. And she's about to have Australia to herself. Tidal Force, Much Demure had New Zealand. Promised Princess had America. Pastel Pure No and the Barn had Canada. And then we're lining up Braze and Damager. Braze, who did run that third leg of the New Zealand. Was that the second? The second leg, New Zealand, Livermore? Is that the third? That's the third, right? It's Tarzino, Windsor Park, Livermore. Yeah, that's the third leg. So he did run that. Damager hasn't run any yet either. No, they did. They won the third leg there. Yeah, okay. And they're going to get their legs straight on. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Am I good? I'm good. I think I'm good. I might not be good. We're about to find out. Yeah. And in the mix of all that chaos, Bounding Orphan, Prince of Wales, Class 1, Grade 1. Tough race. Tough race. High rated across Spinacres from Japan, Head Pecan from Canada, who just neither one of them have run well when I've watched them. They look like fantastic horses, and we got Tamarine Foster Kane, who knows? It doesn't look or feel like a great field. We won that okay. We didn't quite have that. We didn't quite have that. We did love a mile one. I kind of think challenging later might suit. It's not the best field, but there are some dangerous horses. I just feel we might be a mile one trying to get to mile two, and it's a little hit and miss when we do it. And it's cost us our shot at 140 so far. And so this might kind of secure the win and get a couple of points and push us back up to where 140 seems more possible. Might be wrong. Kind of what I'm feeling is what I'm going for. Mile 2, Prince of Wales is Class 1, Grade 1 for 4-year-olds and older on the turf. 4-year-olds and older at Royal Ascot. We are the favourite. We are the best horse. We're on the outside. We get off to a decent start. Bounding Orphan goes to the front, as we all know. Goes to the back. So race you lack. Goes to the front. Can't think of something witty to say. But she wants to win. She's going to make them pay. That doesn't rhyme. No, see, I just rhyme with say rather than front. She's in the hunt. There we go. How about that? Yeah. Yeah. Edit that yourselves. Edit that yourselves so it sounds good. 2 furlongs from home then. Singlet Fry and Head Pecan are both there. Dangerous horse that hasn't run well, but boy am I now worried. Oleana Faze back to Frigid's side. Tamarine Forquerain across Spinnaker, way down the back, not doing much. Viva Simper and Musical O'Reilly. And we did get headed, and now we're in a fight. Oh, we're just dropping off. We're just dropping off. I hate it. And Head Pecan will take it. Ah. Yeah, I figured because we got they got beaten by a horse that like I don't feel is amazing and is a couple of years younger. that head pecan had fallen off. You can kind of see though, it's a little hit and miss maybe, but like it's still a good horse. That's his 21st Grade 1 win. I maybe just did discount it slightly. But I knew that was such a good horse, and I just was hoping. With 3 races left, and like none of them that big, right? $250,000 prize, 1.15, and then the 3.2. Maybe you can do something. Yeah. We're not getting 8 points out of these 3. At most we might get 3 for the Hong Kong Cup and a point each year. I can see gaining 5 up to 137. But 13 Grade 1 wins, nothing to sniff at. Beaten by a great horse. Didn't do well there. Don't know if we were beaten by a great horse here. If I'm honest, it doesn't feel like great. Yeah, a little hit and miss this season. We did take the Hollywood Gold Cup. We just haven't traveled at a mile 2. We've traveled at a mile 1. We haven't traveled at a mile 2. So, France, Singapore, Hong Kong. Oh, that's going to be interesting. But yeah, I think bounding off him with its $27.795 million in prize money this year is not going to hit 140. It's such a difficult group to get to. It's such a difficult group to get into. We've gotten close a few times. A couple of horses have made it. A few times we got close. And then the should have been is Plateau Brex. Because we only ran 137 rating at the end of a third season. And she just stayed in the band. She never came out for a 4-year-old season. So that's the should have been. The almost certainly would have been. Bounding Orphan does not join that list. I'm calling it now. Ramscoop's got a shot in this next race, 100%. Doubleheader. Paris Français Longchamp. Essay de Poulain, Essay de Poulichy. My pronunciation not so good. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe bad. But yeah. What is he doing? I think we can win. I don't know if Tyler Force can win the Triple Crown. I think he can win. I've just realized something though that I've got to be honest with you, did not occur to me until right this moment. If they both win, that means they go in head to head in the second leg. Ah. And then if they come like 1-2, I've got to decide which one looks likelier to get more distance. But the one that's come in second place can't win the Triple Crown, so I'm going to have to run the one that's won both legs. But they might not be the one that can win a mile 4. So yeah, these split legs are going to maybe cause some drama. But Tidal Force is up first. Couple of decent horses. Domestic Grade 1. Canadian Grade 1. Couple of Americans, Grade 2s. Nobody in fantastic form. Nobody, like, better rated than us. Nobody better form than us. I feel really good about this. I don't want to expect anything, but I do think we should win. The one mine, Pool d'Essai de Poulet, Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds upon the Parisian turf at Longchamp, the first leg of the French Triple Crown. We are the favourite, probably the best horse, and we should win. Florent Geroux, riding Tidal Force, who settles right into the heart of the pack on the inside, dropping a little deeper now behind the chasers and amongst the back runners. Dynaforma, Science, and Simon Sigduc are there. Are they going to come up from deep? It doesn't look like. Crossword Eager has taken this so far. Tidal Force, I was going to say, needs to motor on, and he is. But Crossword Eager's there, dropping back now. Frantomate and Dynaforma Science going hell for leather, half a furlong. Dynaforma Science is going to take this. And wow, they just moved up before us. They ran really well. And I don't think we ran a bad race. I think we were too far back. And I feel we didn't move up quickly enough. It's kind of how I feel. Didn't quite get up the field quickly enough. I'm a little shocked. Ran on. I hate seeing that. I've planned Tidal Force to be this 4-year-old king of the mile. And now he ran on. Now he ran on. 4th Grade 1 win for Dynaforma. Matches Tidal Force. We haven't jumped. Trip suit did perfectly. Okay, so I don't love it. I don't love it. I felt so confident. Promise Princess won the Kentucky Derby, won the Preakness, and then was super stressed before the Belmont. Otherwise, already would have a Triple Crown under her belt. Lining up against 1 Grade 1 domestic. Don't know the field. Could be dangerous. Could be world beaters. I doubt it at some level, but we're here then for the second race and the second first leg of the French Triple Crown, the Pool d'Essai de Pouliche, Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds, again upon the turf here in Paris at Longchamp Racecourse. It's a decently large field. It looks like this was being made out to be a match race between us and Fagara Icundus. They're right near the back, against the rail. We're up, chasing down the leader. We got Flood Sir and Breadstick Nora with us. Model Mistress up top. Emma's Donut coming around the outside, trying to get up into the mix. Tender Divine now, right on our haunches. And we're down to the final 1.5 furlongs there. Model Mistress is still trying to go. Up from the back, nobody with real pace right now. Under the final furlong banner, here goes Promise Princess, driving out, driving for the line. Definitely isn't a miler, didn't want to do jockey instructions. Hand in the air, Promise Princess has won the Essai de Pouliche, has won the Preakness, has won the Kentucky Derby. A mile 1, a mile 2. We'll not know what could have been with the Belmont, but redemption might come. Title Force couldn't get the job done. Promise Princess does. She will run a mile 210-yard pre the Jockey Club. And then, assuming things go really well there, the Grand Prix de Paris to complete the Triple Crown. 4 lengths. Great finish. This should be interesting. Should be fun. It should be interesting. She's tired. Don't love that. I think it's like the first week. 5th? 6th? 5th. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Where are you going next? Rose Hill. That's fine. That's not going to conflict. Oh boy. Yeah, now I feel really bad about the Belmont because that would be 4 Triple Crown races in a row, right? She would have won. If she'd have won at Belmont, she would have won that American Triple Crown, and they'll be, 1 leg deep in the French Triple Crown. But I feel a good shot at the second leg. And then it's back to a mile 4 where she didn't get the chance to run this time. But she would have won in this scenario, which means we'd be very confident of 2 Triple Crowns in a year. And I do feel that's the pathway. USA and Canada to either France, Australia, or South Africa. They line up really well. New Zealand's not a bad one, especially if you start with a miler, win in New Zealand, jumping at the end like a mile 1, mile 2, and then you run either the USA or Canada, pick up your second Triple Crown between a mile 1 and a mile 4. And then if you're able to get back down for the mile, France, Australia, South Africa, all a mile 2 to a mile 4. And that can be your 3 Triple Crowns. You can also possibly then make it 4 by running UK or Ireland, still getting down to the 4. Sorry, still getting down to the mile. And then getting back up to the mile 4, maybe jumping again up to a mile 6 to finish. And if you're used to jumping down and up half a mile, then yeah, being a mile 6 horse, getting down to a mile 2 for Japan, the mile 4 you'll be good at, and then up to a mile 7 you'll be fine. That is kind of the only way I think we can kind of hit multiples, but there is a way. We'll get New Zealand, either US or Canada, France, Australia, or South Africa, UK or Ireland, and then Japan for the 5th. 5 Triple Crowns, 15 races as a 3-year-old, plus prep. It's tight, but possible. Australia. The Randwick Guineas. Blue Triangle. Very calm and fit. They love more Sweets Glass. I don't blame them. I will also say that it's a horse that kind of, hasn't done great lately in grade 1s. At a mile or a mile 1. And I find it hilarious that it's going It's not going in the first leg of the South African Triple Crown. It's going in the first leg of Australia and then jumping to the second leg of South Africa. So it's not following the pathway. If it does win, it's going to ruin at least one, maybe two Triple Crowns for other horses. Oh, but it's a good chance we do meet it at that case then. So yeah, us some more Sweets Glass, Buddy Sage, domestic grade 1. Feels like another match race. But we've been wrong about that before. We might be wrong about it now. 1 mile, Randwick Guinea, Class 1 Grade 1, 3-year-olds on the turf here at Randwick Racecourse in South Africa. Can we get off to a good start? It looks like we are early out of the traps and up into position. We'll go right to the back. We are a closer, which I really hate to watch. Right now, someone like Kinloch Rave in the yellow silks in third place is right where I'd want to be. Maybe a Christopher Hopper, those pink silks, or the blue silks alongside them, Buddy Sage. Dangerous horse. Esoterica Globe, Rigading Bond, up there in the mix too. Down to the final furlong marker then. A lot to put in here for Swan Dive. Needs an absolutely amazing final furlong. We're not seeing it yet. Half a furlong. Still not getting up. Still not getting out. More Sweets Glass will take it from Esoterica Globe. We'll take third. It's not a bad run. It's not a good run. And I wouldn't be surprised to be told that we just wanted way more distance. Stayed on well. Yeah, okay. See, this was a mile. Stamina Bar says a mile 1. Doesn't even feel close, does it? Like, oh, doesn't feel that close. Best run we've seen from them was a mile 4. And we took that win away. It's a good run, it's not a great run. It's a good run, it's not a great run. It's so disappointing. It's so disappointing. Right, much demure. Should get down to this. Should. I'm going to put jockey instructions. I don't like to do it. I don't know. It doesn't really feel cheaty, but it just feels disingenuous, maybe. But hey, I'm going to do it here. The Forest Cape Guineas, 1 mile, Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds on turf. The first leg of the South African Triple Crown. Florent Giroux on Much Demure. A horse we kind of think is good. I've yet to see anything that kind of like convinces me this is an amazing horse. But we do go out early to the lead with Hoodwink, Trafalgar, and Nelson's Saga right there, battling for second place. Zingana Pace and Mansaya Julie are there. Julie coming up, and here comes Irie Breen from the back as well. 1.5 from home then. Irie Breen a horse we do know. Hayden Maxey out of this, not really done much. We've got a few lengths at the final furlong marker. We're kicking on down the half stretch now. Half a furlong to go. Irie Breen again, a horse we've known and seen a lot of. Loves to finish second, loves to finish third, loves to come close, but always seems to get beaten. And I think there's some quality in Irie Breen. It just doesn't really get the job done enough. Second in the Preakness, third in the Derby, third in the Bluegrass. Second here I like the horse. I don't love the horse. I like the horse. That felt good. Tough to judge. I would have thought, like, was that 88 potential realized and probably 86 extra speed? You would have thought that had more and it would show more. Very high acceleration, speed, solid start. Probably got the instructions right to run it that way. Didn't win by much against a horse which has never wowed me. It feels a little strange there. That does feel a little strange. I can't lie. It's the 7th. Yeah. South African classic. What do we do? What do we do in Australia then? It's another shot for swan dive. Right? It's another shot for swan dive. 1 mile 2, jockey instructions. Kind of feels right to me. It kind of feels right to me. We got 20 days pretty much between the second and the third legs. I'm just thinking, what do we got as a tune-up for Braze or Damager in case they've got to run? The Ramvet's not bad, 1 mile 2. And the Derby Invitational's not bad at 1 mile 2. And that's what? The 11th of July, South Africa's 27th. So I need them to be ready for 25th and 27th. Both of those work. Cool. Cool. You can go to Belmont and then you can go on the trip down under. At 1 mile 2, you should be able to get that. We'll challenge earlier on both those, maybe. I feel that works. Tidal Force is kind of out of this. So we can just run you anywhere. The first thing that kind of catches my eye maybe would be the agency George Ryder, but like that might be tough. What's the other one? Is it way back? Yeah, okay. It's also 3 and above. So at 1 mile, it's all the way back there to Sussex. Don't love any of these options. I feel like just because we're running everyone else at Rose Hill, then we'll run Tidal Force there? Maybe? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. Is this the right thing, the wrong thing? A lot of this as well is experimentation, because the way I've set up the Triple Crown races, theoretically in my mind, they made sense, the way they were spread, the way they were laid out, the way they were overlapped slightly in certain cases where the distances worked. Now we're going to see how viable it is when we got a bunch of horses, all very similar kind of distances, slight tweaks here and there, slight differences. They run in slightly different ways. Their attributes are very similar, but they're not quite the same. And then matching them up against this schedule, I think this is the perfect test we could have done to figure out these. And I want this one so bad. I want this one so bad for Promise Princess. We got screwed out of an American Triple Crown by overheating and stressing before the race. Dynaforma Science, they have won their first leg. They won the Prince of Wales, which is the second leg of Canada. And then they came to France to win the first leg. They get to run this second. We won the first two American legs, and then we won the first French leg. I shouldn't get blinded by that. There's some other really good horses here. But I feel like it might come down to us two. Maybe come down to us two. Cesenia Francesca is a very good horse. Took the Belmont. But are they a mile 4 coming down to a mile 2? Either way, you've got to think they're going to be there for the Grand Prix de Paris, which is a mile 4. That then becomes a dangerous horse. I'm not super worried about it. Webo, maybe. It won the Criterium. Yeah, that's interesting. Tough to judge. Promise Princess, the only tipped horse. Cesenia Francesca is slightly agitated. Tactics Claire, carrying a little condition. We're coping well and fit. Weber's coping well and okay. Dynaforma is parading well and is lean, ready to go. Oh, we move around a little, but not up as I thought. That's very, very interesting. Second leg of the French Triple Crown then at Chantilly Racecourse. The race for the lace? I don't know, but it would fit in my brain right now. 1 mile, 2 furlong, 110 yard Prix de Jockey Club, Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds on the turf. Florent Giroux riding Promise Princess. Good field. The Eiffel Tower in the background. And there we go. We're going to settle into the middle here, work our way up to the front. Chasers. Group of 4. Cesenia Francesca, Charlesworth, Macy, and Dynaforma Science. We're behind Ferranto Mail right now. And Model Mistress up at the front. There goes Dynaforma. Looks like we're going to get blocked off unless something changes. Come on. Find the lane and go. Find the lane, just go. Blow them out of the water. Get Dynaforma. Don't let them have it. We got blocked off. I hate it. Franto Mail is also going. Dynaforma is dropping a little bit here. Charlesworth Macy running away with this. Promise Princess didn't get a chance to run the Belmont and is just about going to get up. We got blocked off. I thought we'd been screwed out of this one. by horses just being in the way. Ah. Oh, the pain continues. The pain continues. Dynaformer Science came up and blocked us in, and then other horses settled around us. We had to drop back like 3 lengths, go all the way around the outside, delay our run, our sprint to the finish. And even then, I thought on the line, I thought we had a shot. I really thought we crossed about the same line, maybe a dead heat. Maybe we just got up. The camera angle wasn't great for it, but I just thought maybe we had it. I was short-headed out in the second leg in France. We weren't allowed to compete at the Belmonts. We got so unlucky in this race. I feel like I'm looking at a 2-time Triple Crown winner, US and France, that couldn't win either due to their circumstances. Just beginning to pick up towards the end. Just beginning to pick up towards the end. Which means it wants a mile 3 at least, maybe a mile 4, which would put it in prime position to win the third leg and take the French Triple Crown, and possibly also a good indicator, unless it's gained distance in the meantime, that it would have been able to run well at the Belmont and take the American Triple Crown. I said it previously in the save. Sometimes you just don't want to know. Sometimes you just don't want to know. You want that doubt in the back of your mind that, yeah, who knows if it had got up to a mile 4? Who knows if it had done it? Who knows if it had been able to do that? Sometimes you don't want to know. Oh, boy. Oh, damn it. Rose Hill, huh? Yeah. I'm not analysing the fields. The George Ryder, 7 furlong, 110 yard, 3-year-olds and above, Class 1, Grade 1, Rose Hill, Australia. Towards the back, tidal force. Tough field, not just 3-year-olds. Feel that we've, got a shot, but like it's not much of a shot. We're all the way back. Looks like we're not gonna get blocked off, which is nice. Inside the final furlong, we are making headway. We're not making a lot of headway quickly, but it's looking like it should be enough. And Tidal Force will take it, which is really weird because he couldn't beat 3-year-olds, but he can beat 4 or 5-year-olds on less distance when it's looking like he actually wants a little more distance. And that's Starter's Orders view in a nutshell. I'm not ungrateful. I appreciate that the title force just won a grade one in a good race. That's another good sign. But like, we're not doing it in the races I want. I really want this one because Swan Dive hasn't got a grade one. It means nothing for the Triple Crown. The Triple Crown's dead already. Or at least our Triple Crown is. I don't believe that the Triple Crown winner's in this. Or the first leg winner's in this. I don't think so. I think Globe came like second. We came third, right? And then they went somewhere else, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, again, Swan Dive towards the back. Can close very quickly, can run very quickly. I always prefer it when it moves up early, which it is trying to do now. It's going to have to run down Christopher Hopper. We got Globe with us. Other horses may come from deep. We kind of neck and neck. We're going to lead by the final furlong. We're starting to push out. We haven't dropped the challenges, but we are running well. And Swan Dive's going to take this, make it 2 from 2 down under. Globe a second. Oh, that's right. They were going to South Africa. That's right. So any of us was going to spoil the Triple Crown, but Swan Dive does it. And that grade one is finally there. And proves the faith we've kind of had in Swan Dive. 2 from 2 in Australia. And then the kind of bonus rides. Title Force getting back on track's nice. Swan Dive winning grade one finally is really nice. And then these little tune-ups in case they're running a mile 4, which I'm telling you right now, because we didn't win both legs in any of these Triple Crowns, then yeah, that leaves us wide open for Demolition Damager and Sweet King Braze to go and run the third legs. It's another horse that likes to come from the back, which I just don't like. Is that Batista Sociable? Numanthea Banquet, Claire Follow, Princess Lucy already going. We are moving up in a good speed, in a good way. It looks like Killenby Donut. I didn't even know they were in this one. That is a good horse. Claire Follow on the inside. On the outside, Dingar Mountain. And Demolition Damager just doesn't want this. Somehow we get up to third. I'm not watching that, though. We were way off the pace. Oh, okay. Ram Scoop. There's a good field. There's good horses. Like, I just don't know. Like, it's the race for 140 again, which gets me so worried. And I'm just so annoyed by how some of these races have gone in this video, where we're just so close. We're just so close. New Zealand wasn't too bad. USA, we kind of got screwed. Canada felt okay. France, I'm not ready to talk about. Australia, South Africa are what they are. All we've really got left is 140. A lot of grade one runners, a lot of good domestics, a couple of foreign horses. The H.E. Tancred, Class 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds on the Australian turf here at Rosehill Racecourse. So mile 4, 1.5 miles. And we're 136 rating. I to 140. Ram Scoop. Ridden by Florent Geroux. Another horse that doesn't always like to go to the front. Is being forced wide, which I'd prefer if we were forced wide early and not get blocked off. I do prefer that. It's going to give us the option now then of coming round the bend a little wide or trying to get up and then sneak back in towards the rail. We'll see what we do. About half a mile left to run at this point. Rush Sappy, Fiddlers, Mugbil, Nana, Cash, Tanzatato, all up front. There's Oca Franca coming up from the back. It is going to be us with Deravaraga on the outside. Cash moving up. Oca Franca on the inside. Half a furlong. Needs to be a big kick. It's not going to be a big kick. Deravaraga is going to take this. We're just going to move up to third place. Almost take Oca Franca, but not quite. And it's going to be like a 132. 133. It's still possible, but by God, it just got a lot more difficult. I feel responsible because I kind of am responsible in some ways, right? Because I'm not doing jockey instructions when I know it would help. Last race of the video. Much Demure took the Cape Guinea. Much Demure should be bang on at a mile 1 for the Classic. This is the last chance we have right now of the 3 Triple Crowns we set up for this video. The last chance. Oh, yeah, more Sweets Glass. Of course. Put a nice horse in the way of this one for me. I believe in Much Demure. I believe in a lot of horses. They've let me down. I believe in Much Demure. The 1 mile 1 furlong South African Classic. Leg 2 of the South African Triple Crown. Class 1 Grade 1 race for 3 rows upon the turf at Turffontein. The winner of the first leg is Much Demure, who will go towards the front. The winner of one of the French legs is it the French legs or was it the Australian? I'm going to say Australian now, but More Sweets Glass towards the back on the outside. Gonna have to wait for them to come up. I don't know much about the rest of the field, but here's More Sweets Glass starting to make their way up on the outside. Coming up to 1.5. Don't like that they're making progress so quickly. Final furlong marker, we're just behind Woodsley Call in the lead. As far as Hartley just coming through with absolute pace. More Sweets Glass, even more pace on the outside. And the third Triple Crown is dead. It was Australia, right? Yeah, it was Australia. Australia, South Africa. Please go somewhere and run a third leg. Like, bun this race off. Go to France. Go do the Grand Prix de Paris. Just take a weird Triple Crown. Australia, South Africa, France. 1 leg of each. 'Cause you're annoying me now. You're just annoying me now. Not the video I wanted to have. The one bright spot is we take a few legs of some Triple Crowns. We look good. We run okay. We know Promise Princess is so unlucky. Like, just. There's a good chance we win the American Triple Crown. And we got so much taken away from us in that second leg and still almost got there in France. And Swan Dive gets their first their first triple crown, their first Grade 1 win. They're fantastic horses. Some of the best I've bred in a long time. I haven't had too many that have probably been stat-wise better than these horses. And yet the races are so competitive that we're just about there, but we can't quite get the job done sometimes. It's very hit and miss. We're going to have to rely on jockey instructions. We're going to have to rely on a bit of luck. And that to me says that this schedule is good. Because that's what we want. We want competitive. We want to build up to these big wins. We don't want to roll in from one Triple Crown and then go win another, then go win a third. I don't feel that's realistic at all unless you got a god horse. And on this schedule, that's going to take a god horse. Promise Princess could have won America, could have won France. But the margins are small enough that we've seen how we've come undone in two different ways in those two Triple Crowns. I'm happy with the balance and the power, and when we win, it's going to be more meaningful because we know the challenge it's taking to get there. Good horses. In some case, great horses. And with a very difficult UK and Ireland Triple Crowns to come, topped off by very long distance Japanese Triple Crown, there's a good chance that this group of 3-year-olds is coming home with none of them. And that's a really tough but fair schedule to work from. So I'm happy on that front. I'm happy for Swan Dive. I'm pretty happy with Promise Princess. I'm happy in general with our 3-year-olds. We're just not hitting the heights that I thought we could or should. But that's okay. 140 race isn't dead, but it's pretty much there. Again, speaks to the quality of horses out there in those big races. You're not going to get an easy way to 140 or a Triple Crown, despite the fact that you got so many races to choose from to build up your rating and so many Triple Crowns to work with. So yeah, I feel pretty good. So a little bit of testing left to do on those on the UK jump schedule. There's an updated version of this schedule, which is a minor changes at best. But that I feel is ready to upload. So I'm going to go ahead and record the video about the schedules after a little bit more testing over the next hour or two. And then probably tomorrow, you should see that video go up about the schedules, the download links. If you've got the Start It mod, you'll be able to play the US flat schedule, which is just a slightly fixed version. I don't know, I went to the breeding page. Slightly fixed version of this schedule. As I say, 9 Triple Crowns for 3-year-olds. 4-year-old races. 6 sort of huge races for sprinters. 6 for milers. 6 for stayers at a mile 4. And the 3 World Cups, Pegasus, Saudi, and Dubai. Not only that, but it does feature 41 Grade 1 races for 2-year-olds between 5 furlongs and a mile 2. So that's the US flat schedule. And then the UK jump schedule, there's still one more thing I need to tweak, and then it needs to be tested for a few seasons and see what the balance is like there. But that does feature its own Triple Crown over jumps for 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, and 6-year-olds and above, as well as a brand new Grade 1 set of meetings at Ascot, at Aintree, and at... Ooh, where did I put it? Cheltenham. Yes. At Cheltenham's the third one, or the second one. It's Ascot, then Cheltenham, then Aintree, I believe, in the calendar. And alongside those Triple Crown races is the National Hunt Cup, named after some of the best jumpers, hurdlers, chasers in history. Yeah. A lot of prize money. Cheltenham Gold Cup, more prize money, more prestige. Race meeting built up a little bit around that. The Grand National, now a Grade 1, no longer a handicap. A lot more prize money, a lot more prestige, and its meeting built up around that. And the Dublin Race Festival early on in the season built up as well prestige on that. So I think quite a good schedule all in all with all those races. So those will be the two going up. I want to know your feedback on those schedules, on the ideas, on this save, on the jump save. But like pertinent to this, like these 3-year-olds, are they as good as I think they are? Am I slightly delusional? I don't think I've got a single 3-year-old that shouldn't win like 10 Grade 1s. Like by the end of their 4-year-old season, they should all be on 10 Grade 1s. I've got 1 on Sweet King Brace, 4 on Damage, which is pretty good, 5 on Tidal Force, 6 on Promise Princess, 1 on Swan Dive Finally, who's being unlucky, and 3 on Much Demure. Well, that's kind of what they look like. That's what they are. Let me get some feedback. But like I say, a mile 2, no, sorry, a mile 4, and a mile 6 for UK and Irish Triple Crowns. And then a mile 2, mile 4, mile 7 for the Japanese. We've got 3 more in the schedule. They all kick off in August. We're about a month away from the UK one. Exactly a month away from the UK one. And, yeah, they all end by the second week in October. And that's our Triple Crowns done. So, let me know who looks good for what. I'm kind of thinking Brazen Damager for UK and Ireland, and whoever runs the best runs Japan, because they've had the least run so far. We're cleaning up with the third legs, though, again, of these trio. The Grand Prix de Paris in France. Tempted to run Princess, see if she wins, but if she wins, is that more pain knowing that we were, one bad piece of luck getting blocked in on the second leg from the French Grand Prix Triple Crown win? And at the same time, if we hadn't sweated up, maybe taking the US. And I'd proven that we had the distance for the Belmont by winning something at the same distance in France. Is it better not to know? I don't know. South Africa, Australia, Brazen Damager have been lined up for those third legs. So do we do that and then still run them? I don't know. Opinions, feedback, let me know. Smash that like button, hit subscribe. Check out the other playlists available. Keep an eye out for the schedules, which should drop tomorrow, all being well if there's no issues with the testing. which they have been on and off lately, but they shouldn't be. So let me know if you have any problems when you do get to them. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Crazy bunch of results. I feel emotionally drained. I feel really bad for Princess. I feel really happy for Swan Dive. Yeah, this game, man. This game, for something as simple and as kind of unexciting as it looks, it puts me through the ringer. Hope you come back for more fun and games. Quotation marks around the fun next time. Till then, take care, stay safe, all the very best of you. And I hope you win a Triple Crown because right now, we struggling. Catch you on the next one.